Nothing's off limits with this duo. It's father and daughter, Don and Cher. And join the club if you're a chattermouth.
Hey y'all, it's Cher and
Dawn.
and welcome back to the Chattermouth Podcast. We are so excited.
Yes.
We have my sister-in-law Alyssa visiting from New York and my cousin-in-law, it's so weird to call you cousin-in-law, my cousin Crystal also visiting from New York. We are all here having a girls' night.
Yeah.
And
nice.
So nice. And then my cousin-in-law, I guess, how do I say it? Cousin number 2. She's basically our studio producer for the day. Hey!
Hi. That's my daughter, Asha.
Yes, and we are all here for a girls' night, little
And
ladies'
we all
night.
girl chatting about everything.
Yes. So we have our wine. We are sipping on. Crystal, what are you? What's your drink of choice tonight?
Vodka water.
Wow.
Water. Why?
Clean.
Do you mean like vodka over ice? Just you add water.
There's
to
some
it?
water in there, yes.
Like just to
Well,
water
'cause
it
you
down
have
a
to stay
little?
hydrated.
But is that the reason?
Tries to make it healthy.
It's basically
Healthy
a salad.
vodka. It's a salad.
Hey, there's no sugar, so.
Salad and no sugar. That is so funny. And then we have our little wine. And then my mom is.
She won't let me have any wine because I have to drive home. But I only live 15 minutes away. You think one glass is going to do anything?
She will be flying after one glass. You don't understand what it does to her. She's so
You
little.
would love it, girls, because then I spill the tea. I have no filter then.
It's true. Oh my goodness. Wait, so tell us about what has New York been like these days? Oh my gosh, we had so much fun when we were living in New York with them. And now I've moved away and I miss you guys so much.
Yeah.
I feel like
Now
it's
we got
hard.
to hear all the dirt.
I have to
It's a
live
big difference not
vicariously
having you
through
guys.
you.
Yeah. Well, our
Sad.
holidays aren't as fun, for sure. They're empty and dark, and we
Aw.
cry without you. But everything else is fantastic.
Oh, it's so fun. Last night, Alyssa and I went to the craziest place.
Where'd you go?
Oh my gosh, okay. So she was coming to town and Jared and I were like, we have to take her somewhere really fun. We have to show her like all of Tampa. So first we started at this place, which was like a really nice rooftop bar, very classy.
Wow.
You know, like how you should take her. But then we're like, we need to spice things up. So then we took her to this place, which was like, should we even tell my mom this?
I wish I was me.
I don't
No.
know if she came to your bachelorette in Vegas.
She did.
Remember?
And yes,
And
Alyssa was
That's
my maid of
true.
honor at my or my co-maid of honor at my wedding, and my mom was also there. It was so
know.
fun. And she, oh my God, we need to talk about that too. But last night was crazy. Yes,
Where'd
you
you
walk
go?
inside. So it was this place called the Castle, and basically it's very like counterculture, very
Goth.
very goth. It was very interesting. But you walk in and you see people who go through all different types of people from all different walks of life there. It was so interesting. Like this one guy had, you're gonna die. He had no clothes on.
He had no
He was
clothes on?
totally naked except for a rainbow sock covering his penis. and he had one more clothing item, a Trump hat. And that was it.
What's a Trump?
Only
a
in
Trump
Florida.
hat. Like a hat.
Trump hat.
Yes, only for. And then another person
Wait,
had.
did he have a big sock or a little sock?
It was pretty little.
We tried not to look.
We tried not to look.
Did not look.
You don't want to be caught staring at that. You know, like
Jared was like, Cher, stop staring. And I'm like, sorry, I've never seen this in real life.
there
Like,
were some weird
really?
sexual acts going on in the corner of the dark room, and Cher kept
Really?
looking.
I
like,
couldn't help it. I was like, what is going on? Like, I've never seen this in real life. Like,
That's
I felt like,
unbelievable.
I didn't,
These
like, this
people
wasn't.
had no shame at all.
No
They had
shame.
no shame.
But I
They're
really
actually
liked
doing
it.
the act?
No,
Yeah,
no.
it
Well,
was two
some.
girls.
Yeah, but and a guy was there too. There was a
There was
lot
a
of stuff.
guy?
Yes. Jared was like,
Aw.
gosh, what a lucky man. But I was like, don't get any ideas. But it was really funny. But it's just, I really liked the fact that people could be so free. It was cool. The experience was very, and there was a whipping station. There was a station where people were like
Did you
paying.
use it?
No, I didn't. But people were paying other people to like whip them.
Ooh.
And this
Wow.
wasn't like a sex club or anything. It was just like a very
Wow. I think
it was a
counterculture.
sex club.
It wasn't.
It kind kind of was.
Sounds like a sex club.
I
Cher, you're in
wasn't.
denial.
Was
It
it
was not.
Was it like 50 Shades of Grey?
I think
Kind of,
it was.
yeah.
People were wearing masks. And,
That's
like
a
you
sex
don't.
club, Cher.
Really? No, but like people
Are you
were
a member at this club?
No.
You don't have to be a member.
Oh my gosh. It was really
How
funny.
did you find out about
No,
this?
oh, actually, your other son took me there. I showed it with another girl. It's very cool. But it was a fun experience, right? Did you like
It
it?
was interesting. We had a great time, and there were multiple levels, and each room kind of had a different theme and different music. There was an outdoor area that had fog machines, and it was just kind of hot out there, but the dancing was really fun, and we had a great time. We took some cool
Right.
pictures.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any posts.
I like the
We've
way
been having so much
I like
fun.
the way that everyone was able to express their individuality,
That's
their
what I love.
creativity.
Yeah. Usually you feel like you can't like
No,
people are
be
dancing crazy. You
yourself.
can't.
Yeah.
You have to always kind of like. That's something I really love about being in New York, though. It's that you can truly be anyone and do anything you want to do. Like you could just go to New York and be like, I'm going to create this business. I'm going to do anything. You know.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you have kind of a thing for the weird clubs. You sent
What
me to
else?
11 in Miami also.
For what?
You just said, you have to go to 11. You're
well, that's
going to
the
love
club
it.
you have to go to.
I hated it.
You hated
Why?
it?
What was that club
Well, no,
about?
that was. You're making me sound so bad.
I
It's just something you have to
There's a secret
experience.
pervert.
I think this is, we're learning.
Well, Grant taught me this one too. Actually.
What was 11?
Blames Grant for
We
everything.
heard about this one. What
11
was
is
that
like
one?
I thought it was a
Yeah.
club.
No.
Like dance. I expected to go dance. I thought
They
everyone
put
knows
on
I love to go
amazing
dancing. So
performances.
she's like, you have to go to 11. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's going to be the best dance club in town.
When did I say
there,
this?
There was no dancing by the
What?
patrons. It was a strip club.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
It's
it's a
not.
strip
No,
club.
did you hear
You
about this
told
club?
me
You
yesterday.
went
Oh,
to
it's a
it.
strip club.
Yes, well, it is a strip club, but it's a dance club within a strip club. so it's like
there's no dancing.
Yes. What time? What day of the week did you go?
Saturday. I
At
don't know.
nighttime?
Yeah.
Because they have people like twirling from the ceiling, and
Like
like.
for like a few, but we couldn't dance. There was
Really?
like no room for dance.
Oh, you have to go at nighttime. Like it has to be like 1 in the
was.
morning.
It was 1 in the
Or
morning.
Saturday night. What? I
Well,
went.
maybe they put on like a show. Maybe that's it.
They do, but it's
You
like a
know.
real club.
Yeah,
don't
real
know.
strip club.
Real, it is a strip club too. Okay, moving on. What are the clubs like these days in New York, though? I feel like what's so funny. I don't go out as much as I used to, like
Yeah.
at all. Like that last night, we were getting dressed, and I had no idea what to wear.
Right.
Alyssa, first of all, changed my mind on so many levels because.
Cher didn't realize that you could match brown with black, and I don't know. I've been doing that a lot.
I
recently.
know.
And we put together a really cute outfit for Cher with a black romper and a brown belt and brown shoes, and it looked really cute. And Cher was just like, her mind was blown.
Wow.
I was like, you cannot mix black and brown. My whole life has been that way.
I love that about Alyssa. She always knows style. Like if you
Always.
want, she always has the great
Yeah.
clothes that she ends up giving you.
Oh,
and
it's
she
the
doesn't
best.
want it anymore.
And then I give to Crystal.
Yeah,
It goes like, let's take it to me. I give to Crystal.
Get some.
Yeah, then Tasha. That's
Yeah.
so
I'm
funny.
so confused about the rules of white though, because like growing up in Florida, we wear white every day,
Yeah.
no questions asked.
Right.
Always
After,
white. And
you
then-
can't.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're at the
After-
I
whole
think it's
day.
okay in
after
Florida,
Labor
but
Day.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't.
annoying.
Yeah.
It's like a faux pas, Like,
Yeah.
really now you probably can, but I don't feel comfortable doing it
Yeah.
up north. In Florida, I do, but
Do you? I've been trying to wear all my white clothes this past
Yeah.
week, like gearing up.
Well, it's so interesting when you become a
That's a good point.
Floridian, you still want to dress the seasons a little bit more. And after Labor Day, I kind of cut down the white. Also, I don't really want to wear the white anymore, and
then
I
there's
try
such a
to.
thing as winter white as well.
I feel like we
Yes,
still wore white. We
that's
would just
true.
change our
You
nail
just wear
polish
white
color to
boots.
something dark.
White boots are nice.
Yes,
Ooh.
white boots are really cool.
They are stylish.
Right,
Oh,
you change the nail
Fashion
polish.
report. So I was at the University of Florida campus in Gainesville yesterday. We went to the big football game. What's that called?
Oh.
Homecoming or no? It's just the season opener
Yeah.
of University of Miami versus Florida Gators, and all the girls on campus were wearing white cowboy boots.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
What like cowboy boots are.
And it was like
style, I
1,000
think.
degrees. I don't know what they were doing, but they
Really?
looked really
wow.
cute.
Did you buy a pair after? Or are you
Not
going
yet.
to?
You will when you get
home. Yeah, I was definitely scoping the fashion report with the
That's
college
so
girls.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fashion is like different. it's hard. So anyway, so I was getting dressed last night with Alyssa, and I was wearing an outfit that I had back in college, and I feel like I just don't dress up as much anymore.
Right.
I'm so much more simple, I guess, because I go to more like going out for me usually means like going to a nice dinner.
Right.
I feel like that's so boring.
Sex club.
No,
I
it's
think-
not.
I
Except
think-
for
go
with
anywhere.
Alyssa.
I think the
had to show
styles
her.
in Florida are different than the styles in New York.
It's true. Yeah, in New York,
That's what
everything.
Cher was saying, but realistically, I was wearing a black dress with some brown in it, and I just want Cher to look cute next to me.
That's true. She wanted me to wear an outfit that was almost the exact same.
I wanted us to be coordinated so we looked cute in pictures. 'Cause we don't see each other that often, and I wanted to take some pictures, and then we actually only ended up taking one
Yeah,
picture
what
at the
happened?
very end of the night because we got distracted.
Yeah. Darn
You were
it.
watching everybody else.
Oh my gosh, darn it. I wish we had more. We did look very coordinated.
We
It wasn't.
did.
Do you coordinate with your friends when you go out?
Not on purpose, but it's not uncommon
Yeah.
for us to be dressed exactly the same.
I know,
yeah.
funny.
I like you don't you're not about that. I feel like
No,
you don't mind
no.
except for with me,
But
but
in New
I
York,
like
it's
that.
all black, isn't it?
Like you wear
I
all
mean, I
black.
like
there's
anymore.
so much black. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, there's no. Cher was asking about the clubs. It used to be so strict when we were younger. You had to wear black pants and like fancy shoes, but now you can like people go out in
I
shorts
never
and
wear
sneakers.
heels
So
or anything.
Yeah,
it's
what's
totally
up with the
different.
sneakers? Everyone's
I don't
wearing
know.
sneakers. Are
You
you
know.
into sneakers now too?
I mean,
you've always
have
been
you
a
ever
heels
gone
girl.
dancing in sneakers? It's amazing. It's so good.
They say now if you're wearing the heels, they know your age. That everyone
true.
younger is wearing
Yeah.
sneakers now. Like
Sneakers and a ponytail, they come to play. You
it's
know?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really different.
Oh, it's so interesting how styles like will change though.
That's the
Yeah.
other good thing about black and brown, though, that I don't know, I feel like dressing up, like really getting very, very fancy, unless you're going to like a gala or something,
Right.
or a wedding, I feel like going out in crazy heels, it's just, I feel like sneakers or like a little sandal and brown with black, it just kind of dresses it down a little bit.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe that's just me though. I can't really pass that on to everyone. But
At least at the end of the night, you're not limping
Oh,
home.
exactly.
I
Oh
have
my
to take my
gosh.
shoes off, and it's so much pain.
I had like
And
blisters
blisters.
last night. Yeah, it's so, true.
I have started to see people in Crocs.
Really?
At the club,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
in
wrong.
Europe, I was just in Croatia, and there was a lot of Crocs in the club.
Wow.
But they'd be like night. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but they're like nighttime Crocs. They'd be like bedazzled.
Really?
But they were
Like
still-
the Balenciaga ones?
I don't know. Does Balenciaga make Crocs?
I think so. I think it's Balenciaga that
Wow.
has a Croc,
Yeah,
but it
but,
has
just,
a little
but
heel on it.
not really heels, just like rhinestones all over. I don't know.
You know,
That's taking it too far.
Yeah,
I can
that's
get
too
down with the
much.
white sneakers, but not the
Wow.
Crocs.
well, what are your thoughts on like? Okay, they say you can tell somebody's age if they're wearing ankle socks versus high socks.
I know that's a hard one.
That's a hard one because were brought up like if you wear high socks, that's how you tell
can't do
someone's
it.
age.
Also,
And,
like the
you
socks
know.
with sandals is still that's just wrong.
Yeah,
I know everyone's doing it.
people
but
are
no.
doing socks and sandals. Oh, I've missed that memo.
I haven't seen that, but I see like
Asha.
I see now like higher socks.
Asha,
with
we need a Gen
sneakers.
Alpha chime in. Socks and sandals.
Gen Alpha?
Okay or not okay?
Socks and sandals. Okay, depends what kind of
What
sandals.
kind
but
of sandals would be okay with socks?
Crocs.
she says
Crocs.
Crocs. People are wearing
Are
Crocs.
Crocs
Are
sandals,
Crocs
though?
back?
Crocs are the number one shoe. It's
I know,
wild.
But are they sandals? What
Well, yeah,
are
they're
Crocs?
slip on. Yeah.
Crocs are like Birkenstocks.
I know what they
Birkenstock.
are. I know
You're saying
how-
Birkenstocks are okay with socks?
Yeah.
Gross.
Wow.
And where-
Gross.
Not like the ones with like the buckles like a cross, like the ones where it covers like just the top of your foot.
The ones that cover the top of the foot.
Wow.
Yeah, I
The
don't know.
clogs that. They're
I think-
clogs that
see,
slide
New York
on,
fashion
Right?
is
Slide.
It's so
Yes,
different.
New
right.
York is always a step ahead of everybody else in
Yes.
everything.
Yes,
especially
so true.
fashion.
Even when it's a step down, like
Even-
sandals with
yes.
socks.
Even if it's a step down, you're still a step
You're
ahead.
falling down the steps first.
Right. Oh my gosh. Do you think you'll always live in New York? Because you like wanna? Do you love New York?
I don't know. I do really love it, but I also love to travel. So I guess
Yeah.
I could see we all end up in Florida somehow in our family.
Yeah,
It
true.
pulls you eventually.
Yes.
So who knows?
Yeah, we'll
Right,
say.
Yeah.
right.
Something cool. New York is, I opened up a business when I was living in New York, and I think that's part of why I say you can really like be anyone, do anything you want when I was there. And I don't know if you know this about it, but so I opened up a coaching business called NYC Wingwoman. I was a dating coach. And sorry to pause the podcast, but if you're loving our podcast, then you'll love our book, and we have to tell you a little about it.
Actually, we wrote this book, and it's about how we got this close and how you can too.
It's called A Bond That Lasts Forever. And basically, it goes over our life's ups and downs. It shows pictures throughout our life and has adorable quotes throughout to inspire other mothers and daughters to have their own special relationship. You can pick it up on Amazon.com, at Barnes & Nobles, or wherever you get your books. Now, let's get back to the podcast. Crystal would actually do some of my mock dates for me, where she got the opportunity. Yes, where she
It was
got the
fascinating.
opportunity to
Yeah.
go on a date with a guy, and it was a real date. And I would always tell them it's a real date with a real single girl. The only difference is that afterwards you're given full feedback as to everything you're doing well, everything you're not doing well, and
How
how you could be a
interesting.
better date in the future.
It was exhilarating. I got to just like take notes and then just give it to him after. It was amazing.
Wow. That is, see, I never got to actually do that part.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, what did you think about all that?
I thought that was really, really fun. And I don't know. I thought it was interesting that even like with your coaching business, that there would be guys that didn't seem like great guys, like hiring, you for coaching, but like really that still had, I don't know, like not the best intentions, I think, with women, but they were like wanting to improve their game, through coaching. And then there was other guys that were just amazing guys,
Yeah.
so sweet, so nice, where, when I'd be on the date with them, I would just be like thinking of every girl I know that I could set them up with. I just loved them. They were so great. And I couldn't believe that they felt so nervous that they needed all this coaching when they were just like such great catches. And I would have been so happy to introduce anybody to them. So it was really interesting how you got the whole
Yeah.
gamut
Diamond in the rough.
of humanity.
Well, I felt like you would be the
Wow.
perfect person to go on dates because you were always very like I would call it like effectively dating. Like
I was a professional.
Yes, you were a professional. You were so good at it, and so many of my friends would be like single and like, how does she do it? And I feel like every guy would be like, this girl's amazing. Like, give us some like tips when you're like getting back out into the market because I know you were in a
Well, you
relationship for a
should
long
explain
time.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do you wanna
well,
do?
You should explain.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess like Cher, I got married really young. So I spent my entire adult life, like 22 to 40, in a relationship. So when I got back on the dating scene in my 40s, I was really excited to be there. And I did treat it like a job, kind of like job interviews and skill building for myself too. I was very self-aware that I had no idea what I was doing, that I didn't know what I liked because I hadn't, dated as an adult. And so I really just tried to cast like a really wide net in the beginning.
So wait a minute. Let me ask you something personal, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Were you uncomfortable or nervous to get into an intimacy with someone after not
Of course.
being with the same man for so long?
I actually remember
now
getting
you
ready
were-
for my first date and like talking to some other like basically like billionaire executives that week and just telling them like this is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life is to like go on a first date. Like all
Right.
these other things we were doing, like big M&A
Yeah.
transactions, like just big deals like were going on in our profession.
Right.
Like I'm really nervous about this first date, like our first date in 20
Right.
years. So yeah, it's but you get over it right away.
Do you?
Yeah,
feel like-
right
Did you
away.
feel self-conscious of yourself? Did you feel like, oh no?
I feel like
instead
she.
of-
That's because she
I
would
would
be.
think-
That's. She's like such a
So
prude.
good.
Like
I'm
a.
really such a prude.
Honestly, I was really self-conscious in the beginning because on like my first dates,
Yes.
it's kind of like if you go on a job interview and you're not prepared. Like your first one, you're bad at it. You don't have answers to any of the questions. You don't know what's coming. So I remember
Are you
like
buying all these sexy underwear and stuff?
Oh, Mom! Oh my
no.
gosh.
So first of all,
Just
I spent like a month on Bumble building my pipeline, and then I went from like 100 guys that I matched
Yes.
with to five first dates all set
Yes.
up in a row, five. And on all of them, they'd be like, "Oh, so how long have you been divorced?" And I was like, I moved out a month ago. Like, like I was so
right.
unprepared for like these very regular questions that like everybody would ask. So first of all, I was like, okay, so I'm the problem. I'm not really like a great candidate to be out on these dates when like I've been single for a month and everybody thinks I'm the biggest red flag like in the world. We're getting an interruption over here.
It's 20 minutes. All right, thank you.
So just learning how to anticipate and answer the questions normally and not just be like a deer in the headlights. There was definitely like at least a week of what? Like, this is what people talk about on dates. And I was really most surprised that everybody wants to talk a lot about your past relationships, which I just always felt like,
You're like, I don't want to talk about this.
I definitely don't want to talk about it, but I always thought that was a faux pas. Like, aren't you supposed to leave the past in the past? But everybody wants to know, like, I don't know, maybe that's a dating in your 40s thing. Everybody wants to know what happened. They want to know, were you the cheater or were they the cheater? Like, what did you do? What did they do? Like, everybody's like really trying to get the dirt, like right on the first date.
What do you think is the biggest difference between dating in your 20s versus dating in your 40s?
Good question.
I actually think it's a lot more like calm and less stressful. There's no kind of expectations for urgency and timelines like in your 20s where it's like so many of us are like pressured to like find the one, get married on a certain timeline, have kids on a certain timeline. And in your 40s, it's much more just about compatibility and it's a very relaxed kind of process because nobody has like a clock. And like a big scary goal, that they're driving toward.
I also feel like by the time when you're in your 40s, like you really know yourself and you probably know more what you're looking for.
Well,
do you think, or you don't think you know what you're looking for?
I think I do now. I don't think I did in that first week.
Really? That's interesting. What do you think changed that?
I had to learn. I really didn't know.
Yeah. It's reading between the lines with them too, I would think.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, I think that a lot of guys, maybe not saying the whole truth about themselves and really finding out the real them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
and also people are probably more stubborn once they're old. Do you think they're more stubborn once they're older?
Set in their ways.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because I
guess that's true.
So that it's easier to see how you mesh.
Yeah. I did learn maybe slower than I should have through trial and error that like the guys that are really smooth and like the kinds of guys that we were all attracted to when we were younger or maybe still, like if you haven't learned your lesson yet, those are not the good guys. Like the professionals that are the ones that feel confident to walk up to you and ask you out in the street or telling you how beautiful you are on the first date and just like have a lot of like moves, like pulling out your chair. I mean, like I know sometimes guys will pull out your chair, but sometimes it's just too much, pulling out your chair, putting on your jacket, ordering for you, like all on the first date. So many moves. Those are not
for you.
the good guys. Well, they make it like
controlling.
it's chivalrous. Let me order the whole menu, whatever. But over time, you just realize like the nice guys don't have moves like that. They're nervous,
Which is nice.
Yeah,
because that's
nice.
more genuine.
Yeah. And they're not
You
going on
had
5 dates
husband
a
on
week.
our
They
first
don't
date.
have that kind of experience.
Yeah.
He's nervous
Right.
on first
Yeah.
dates.
Yeah. He is so sweet. Her husband last night, they got in this argument. It was the silliest argument ever. Last night on the way home, Alyssa, I was like, "Did you have a good time?" She's like, "Yeah, I had so much fun." And like, "Steve, did you have a good time?" If Alyssa had fun, then I had fun. He said, and I said, "That is so sweet." And Alyssa's like, "No, like you should have fun on your own. Don't say that because of me." And she got all mad.
Lord,
No.
Like, he can't. I wasn't mad. I was just stating, like, why can't he just like admit that he had a good time? But it's always about me. I guess it is sweet, but it's
so
that's
sweet.
Yes.
But
We're
I
all
want him to
melting.
genuinely have fun. And
But you know what it shows? It shows he loves you so much that if you're happy, he's happy.
That's what he said.
That's what he
That's
said.
exactly what he said.
And he said, if you were, and then we said, well, if Alyssa didn't have a good night, he's like, well, then of course I wouldn't have had a good
That's
night.
like Poppy and Nanny.
So
my
sweet.
parents.
I was like, I was like,
That's
stop
the
getting mad
best.
at him for that's like the sweetest thing ever. I'm like,
sometimes though he's too sweet, and it's like
Oh,
I
it's
want
never
him to
too
just,
sweet.
I want him to just have an opinion.
Is
he
there
does stand up to me, and I appreciate that.
I know. I love
a
it when I
lot.
see him do that.
Yeah, he puts me in my place a lot.
Who wants him to have an opinion? Like, I agree with you. That's what I say.
so funny. Yeah. Do you think that being too sweet is a turnoff? I feel like that's a question I want to ask you, ladies. I'm gonna put that in a poll. Is it
What do you
being
think?
too sweet a turnoff? Because I think that's one. I love
I think it's
that.
great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I know.
For so many years,
You know
for
that.
so many years, I went after like the cool, like bad guy and, who had all the moves, just like what Crystal was saying. And, a lot of really pretty boys. And, I kind of realized when I was looking to get more serious with somebody that, you kind of need to just look for somebody that's kind and a good person, has a good head on their shoulders, close with their family, has good morals, and that's the kind of guy that's going to actually treat you right and,
Yeah,
give
that's
you
not the
kind
kind of list you would have had
want.
in your 20s.
No.
Like, the 20s
In your
to 40s
20s,
difference.
it's what you look like. It's
And
the,
looks
where you went
change
to
so
school.
much.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
How
know-
popular you are,
Yeah. I
And
know-
now we
yeah.
don't need a guy popular.
We're popular.
Yeah.
You get to come hang out with us. Exactly.
At the end of the day, I think you just want somebody who you have a great time sitting around doing absolutely nothing with, and just makes you laugh,
Yeah.
And he'll come and be able to deal with us for the whole weekend. Like
Yeah.
your Steve.
Yeah. And the same thing goes for the guys. They have to find, you were my sister-in-law and my cousin-in-law. Technically, what did you guys think when you first met? Well, first when you first met me, then we met so young. Do you remember? I remember the first time.
Yeah. Do you tell Alyssa, tell.
So I was really nervous to meet Cher because
Why?
I knew my brother really, really liked her, and he told me that. And he was nervous for me to meet her, too. And I also knew that she was on, my Super Sweet 16.
You knew that at the time?
Yeah,
We all knew.
We all knew.
That was big news in the
I
fam.
watched it.
Big
I
family
also
gossip.
But Jared
Sweet
didn't watch
16.
it.
I saw it, though. He told me. And I watched Sweet 16 and Exiled. So I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe Cher was going to be like, stuck up or spoiled. I think the first thing that I said to her was, "You look better with your normal color hair." Your natural
Ouch,
hair
that was
because
such an Alyssa comment.
She had blonde hair in her Sweet 16.
Yes,
and
she did.
I mean, I had blonde hair in high school too, and it wasn't my best look. But I think natural hair. I like natural hair on you.
You always tell it like it is, Alyssa.
That's
always
The best
No
part is
filter.
actually that when my hair was short and red, Dawn said to me, "You need to grow your hair out
I
because you're
did.
scaring all the guys away."
That's what she thinks you said. Did you actually
did
say that?
Say that.
She said that to
I
me.
did because I have your best interests at heart. And I love you. So I was being like a mother to you.
I mean, I had the worst hair. It was like short,
But look at your
and
hair
bright
now.
red,
I know.
and I had bangs.
I
Let's
know.
not leave that part
bangs.
out.
And I
then
said, men like long hair. Grow
You said that.
it out.
she said, "You're scaring them all away." And then as soon as I did that, as soon as I grew out my hair,
And
I
the color.
started
And the
looking for
color.
better guys. I subscribed to Bumble, and then I didn't swipe. I only looked through the guys that liked me first. And that's how I met a couple of decent guys before Steve, and then Steve was like the jackpot, I guess you could say. But
Didn't
Cute.
Cher change your profile picture?
Cher-
Helped you
Cher
with that?
took a bunch of pictures for me.
Full photo shoot. I remember
That's
that.
right.
All
She
my
styled you and
pictures.
everything.
Yeah, online dating's all about the
We
photos.
were like changing. I was changing in the park. Cher was just like holding up a jacket in the winter for me to change my
Pose.
shirt.
Strike a pose.
It was fun, but yeah, Cher did my whole profile for me, and she's kind of retired now.
No, I'm still working. I still have my business.
She's only retired from you because you're married.
Yeah, you're married. You moved on from my business.
Cher's moved on to other clients.
Yeah. That's so funny. Your hair wasn't just like red. It was like
Fire your ass.
yeah.
Like
It was,
orangey red.
it was
bad.
So, Cher, back to what we thought about
Yeah.
when we met you.
Oh, yeah.
I did think the Disney stuff was weird.
What Disney
You were like
stuff?
obsessed with Disney.
I'm not into Disney.
Yeah, remember there was like a Be Your Guest thing at the wedding?
Oh, that was our idea.
Yeah.
But no, I'm
I
not.
was like,
I'm
what's
not
up
like
with
that
the
into
Disney?
Disney. Well, this is like a fairy
Last
Last
tale.
time we were playing that game, you wanted
was
to do
it?
Disney.
What?
The game we were playing last night in the car on the way to the castle place.
Because I thought I could win that game. There's that game, you hold up something on someone's head and
Yeah.
you just try to. What is it called? Where it's like you guess what.
What's that called, Asha?
Where you hold. What is it?
Headbands.
or
yeah,
like
it is
hold
called, yeah.
up a game and someone has to like guess the thing. So
Yeah.
I said Disney movies because Belle watches all the Disney movies, so I'm like up to date on that. I couldn't do
Interesting.
like
You're not into Disney,
presidents.
but you named your daughter Belle. Interesting.
I mean, I like Disney. I'm not like in love with them.
No.
Yeah. No, my mom had a doll named Belle growing up, and I
That's
loved
true.
that name. And that was the only name
love it
Jared
too.
and I could agree on. Anyways, I'll stop like saying why you should have not like me.
No, but as soon as I met Cher, I mean, I made that one stupid comment because I was embarrassed. It had nothing to do with her. And
What were you
she's-
embarrassed of?
I was not embarrassed, but I was just like intimidated, I guess, like
Over what?
over you because I thought you were like, I don't know, a celebrity or something.
No.
And I was just like, what are we getting into? But Cher's been wonderful to
Aw,
me.
thanks, love you.
Yeah.
And then
we
you
were
met
all
Dawn.
besharked.
Yeah, we're all very blessed. We're very blessed to have Cher and Dawn
Aw, thanks,
in our
guys.
lives.
I'm blessed to have you guys. This was such a fun episode.
was.
Oh my God. Thank you guys for being here. Cheers to our little ladies night. This was
Cheers.
fun.
Thanks for having us.
Sorry, Mom. Once again, you can have a sip if you'd like. One little sip is okay. Nah, it's okay. Just kidding. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching or listening to the Chattermouth podcast. Don't forget to leave a review, and we will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.